Hey, everybody. Gonna give me a 5 for 5, and we will roll right into it. If you could, that would be great. Be awesome. Give me a 5 for 5, and we'll just get to it. Aloha, Popperland. Nice to see you. Hey, Annette. Renee, good to see you. Renee, I thought, hold on. Hey, you got a wrench, Renee. I thought you already had one, so I apologize. I did, I really did. I thought you already had one. 6x5, Fruity. Love it, love it. Gunslinger, what's up? Trish in the house. Kim, IG. Hey, Jammer just sent something over on Telegram. I guess we had a volcanic eruption over in Iceland, too. So, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about, guys. So, we'll go ahead and just jump into it then. Guys, you guys all know what I'm saying, everything here. So, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You've been here, I mean, you're OG. Beautiful Love. Oh, I love that name. Hint, hint. Yeah. Discernment. And what's up? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this, guys, because we do have quite a bit of outages here. This is very, very significant. Oh, looks like it's starting to pop. They're starting to fix it, and at least in New York, looks like. And let me say this too, guys. They're Johnny on the spot nowadays with trying to get power back on. You know, for obvious reasons. Hey, Raven, good to see you. But anyway, as you can see here, right now in Maine, as we're looking at it, 428,000 people, no power. Well, it's more people than that. It's customers. You got to figure not everybody lives alone, right? Average, probably 3, I would say, 3 to 4. So you can times that number by 3, and you're looking at over 1 million people without power. About 1.5 million. Just in Maine. Okay? Anytime I see outages up here, the first thing I think about is nor'easters. Yes, I know most people thought I was probably going to save the sun, but that's not the case. All right? Nor'easters, it's brutal. Anybody that lives up there, that's there. You know, matter of fact, guys, hey, Angelo, holding it down in the Bronx, baby. Heck yeah. Hey, if you guys could you please share this out? I really would appreciate that. I am starting to pick up some algorithmic views and stuff, so it's working. So thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you. And again, guys, get over and check out Tommy over on the Lifeboat. He's doing a lot of good stuff over there. Check out Adam and Dex over on Marfugal, obviously. And everybody else that I talk about. Rip, Trinity, everybody else that I've always said here. Anyway, let's get back to space weather. So, we got power outages here. Now, I even mentioned this to my daughter earlier, and I found this weird. Little odd. I'm not making a big deal about it, but what I found out about it is when New York here was kind of lit up, there was power outages everywhere here but Vermont. That was strange to me. It was right in the middle. So why just that state had no outages and everything around them? Now, I know the population isn't as high there. I get it. But at the same time, it was kind of odd. Now, anytime we get power outages over here, obviously nor'easters, but the next thing I think about is the sun. These are higher latitude areas. These are not down here, right? And when you're drawing a latitude line, you can't just take a line and go straight across the page. We're on a globe, so it's a curved line like this, okay? So this latitude line here is really kind of doing that, all right? So you got to kind of keep that in mind. It's not that drastic, but you guys get what I'm saying. So with that being said, now, as we're looking at this, we had the Canadian 1989 outage from a solar storm, right? Most people know about that one. It was very significant. We had 2003. There was I think it was the Halloween storm 2003. That was very significant. We had power outages and things everywhere, right? Aurora in places we shouldn't see it. I don't want to say shouldn't. Aurora in places that we don't normally see it. Not on a regular basis. But we did get a geomagnetic storm, and it was, and we'll go into that just a little bit more here, though. But I do want to show you guys this. If you guys want to, you can go check out all these articles, okay? They're talking about, the weather causing most of this, right? And it is. That's what's causing this outage, all right? But I do want to say that given the fact that we were under geomagnetic storm conditions multiple times, in and out, I have to believe that some of that is influencing what's going on. We probably wouldn't have had this mass amount. We could have. It's not 100%, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're considering that, because when you got geomagnetism and then you start getting actual storms here on the planet all at the same time, I mean, all that together, what's that spell? It spells power outage all day long. Yeah, Chris, it was the X-class flare popped off. And let me address that real quick too. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking about that, I'm going to take you guys over here to SDO, and we're going to go back and look at that flare for a second. Okay? On December 14th. Take that back. Let's just go 15th on that. And we're going to take a look at this because, oops. Oh, that's good enough, I guess. Okay, we'll look at the 131 angstrom. Now remember, this is the one that's in geosynchronistic orbit. This satellite stays over the same part of our planet at all times. Okay, it rotates around Earth's axis with us at 15 degrees an hour. So it's over. I don't know why I do this to you guys. I apologize. I should just do what I'm getting ready to do right here. I told you guys I was going to anyway, but let's go here, the sun now. Let's go to the home page. Where is SDO? Okay. This is the satellite. This is its positioning. This is how it operates. This is White Sands. Okay? So that's where it's communicating its data back to. Alright? This is the sun. This is the satellite. You see this line? That's its eye. Okay? So it's always rotating. I don't say it. This line is in its eye. That's the line back to the planet. What this is showing you is that it's rotating and keeping its eye always in the same spot on the sun. Okay? Now, if we go down here, you kind of get a better idea there, too. It gives you an idea what's going on. Now, this is where it's located. Okay? It stays over this part of the planet at all times. It just rotates its eye. Rotates, keeps its eye on the sun. Much like the Lord of the Rings. I always say that, but it is. That's really what it is. So if I go back to this. Okay. Oh, yeah, by the way, Tommy is actually going to be on a channel called Down the Rabbit Hole. You guys should go over and watch that. Matter of fact, I bet they're starting right now. I think it was at 7 tonight. So go check that out. Channel's called Down the Rabbit Hole, guys. And he's talking about, he was a bank robber, guys. He's, she's exploring that. He's being interviewed over there. And it's going to be very interesting. So I suggest everybody get over and check that one out. Channel's called Down the Rabbit Hole. If one of my mods want to put that link in there, they can, if they can find it. If you go to my subscription list, it's in there. I'm subscribed to Down the Rabbit Hole. So go check it out. Anyway, here's your flares, right? In flare, and then boom. Okay? There's your X flare. So, with that being said, the flare hit already and is gone. That's simple. It's here in 8 minutes and it's gone pretty much as quick as far as the initial blast. We do get residual from it, but the blast of X-ray is here and gone very quickly. and it causes, and doesn't usually last longer than about an hour as far as radio blackouts. But I wanted to bring that back up and show you that we can have flares without CMEs. This one here was a flare, 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 CME, 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 CME. Okay? Typically with X flares, you're going to get a CME. I don't know if we've ever had an X flare without some sort of a CME. And I'm using that CME very, very lightly there because it's really called an ICME, which is an interplanetary coronal mass ejection. Okay, that means it just made it out of the sun. Okay, that's what that means. But this is just the 131 angstrom, that part of our light spectrum. It's looking at a specific gas. But if we go over here to the 211, just a different angstrom of light, and this will be the purple one. And as this thing loads, yeah, as it loads, yeah, it has to go through its little thing. Anyway, as that thing's loading, we'll pop over here and check out this. Now, look, check it out. Look, I knew this was happening. And this is what I've been trying to tell people. I'm surprised to see it here right now, to be honest with you. I didn't, you know, I can't believe more people aren't talking about this. I told you guys this yesterday. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, not to say, hey, I was right. I'm saying that, hey, this is why I nowcast and don't forecast. Okay? Because I can be wrong. That's why. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, but, you know, they got it up. They were wrong on this one in quite a few ways. And it was very, very hard to forecast this one because there were so many things going on. We are now back into geomagnetic storms right now. Okay? And we've got to a G2 today. I told you guys I thought we were going to. And if these things would have been here just a little bit faster, that you could probably take that to a G3 and that to a G2. That's just what it would have been. Now, and I explained to you guys yesterday, the BZ is really what blocked everything. Or kind of deflected it. Okay? With that being said, I will take you over there and show you that. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the German website right here. Now, I want to point this out. Check this out. This is the same data as this. These are 3-hour averages. They plot these are 3-hour bars right here. So we get to a 6 on the KP, that's a G2. And these are just the indices that they use to show us what's going on and how they calculate these things. Okay? This is just the unit of measurement that they use. It's called the KP index. It's measuring geomagnetic activity. That's what it does. So with that data point, they're able to say, hey, we're in a G2 level. So when you're at a 6 on the KP, or the HP, or the, what is it, the SP, I don't know what the other one's called. It's all the same data. It's just different time frames. Okay? This is 3 hours. What we're looking at here are 30-minute data points. They plot these every 30 minutes. Okay? So it gives us more real time. But that, and why is this significant? Look what's happened already. We went up here and we got into G1 on a 5. We almost got to G2 again there for about a half hour. But you see how quickly it fell back off? But this could be changing. When I come, that's why we got to look at all of it. And this gives us, you know, more of a real-time thing. So that's why I like this one. Hey, Daryl, what's up? Piper Lane going on? Nice to see you. Hey. John Price, what's going on? Okay. So, let's, what I will show you, which is probably more relevant right this second than just about anything else, is the geoelectric model, the geoelectric field model. And you're probably going to see this thing light up pretty good. I took a video last night. I screen recorded it. And it was pretty significant. We were seeing reds and purples and things like that. Now, what is this model right here? This is the model that shows you the geoelectric field conditions on the surface. Okay? And this usually mirrors geomagnetism. This is trying to represent what the effects on our unnatural electrical components are. So when you come over here and you see things kind of lighten up over here, you have to wonder, right? Now, I can't go back more than just a couple hours here on this model. Yeah, it doesn't take me back very far. And I think it's just, matter of fact, I think it's just like a couple hours. Well, it's like 12 hours, I guess. I think. No, it's only like 2. So with that being said, these outages started before that. So I can't show you what this was when those outages started. I would guess that we were probably taking some hits. Let's see here. What time did... Customers out, tracked, last updated. All right. Wow, look at that. 100% of that county's out. Wow, and that's a highly populated county too. Whoa. 67,000 people in that one county. Wow. That is crazy. That's a lot, guys. Just saying. And it's not just one power company either. They're tracking 3 of these. Okay? So, yeah. Now, you're probably not getting every customer here from every utility, but it's close. Okay? That's crazy to me. Anyway. But it makes sense, right? Now, you know, we get California, we get power outages over here all the time. That is quite a few people, though. Huh. Okay. So, we're heading back up, right? So let me show you the Discover data, and that Discover data is the data points that we look at, and I'll explain as we get moving here. Remember I told you yesterday the BZ is what is really probably one of the main important parts we need to look at, and that's the polarity of our magnetic field. When it's in the negative polarity position, -6 or more, -6, -7, -8, it puts us in a position that we can just draw all this stuff right into our system. Okay? So that's really important right there when we start seeing this. Now, I will say this too. This happens often before I say that. Notice how our BZ went negative right here, right? Well, the phi angle's right here. You know what the phi angle is? That's the polarity of the solar wind. We have a constant solar wind, always. It's always there. And the polarity of it switches. Okay? So that's how the plasma gets here. If you guys don't know what plasma actually is, it's charged gas. That's all it is. It's a gas that has a charge. So with that being said, you can understand that the polarity of the wind itself matters, right? So if you think of it like electricity, how an electron goes from one atom to the next, and that's how electricity flows. Magnetism is the same way when it draws positive to negative. Okay? So that's how it kind of moves down the line. Also, when the solar wind is actually, when the phi angle's in the right position and the solar wind's coming, you can actually see it gets more pinpointed when it's in the correct polarity to really just like hit us real hard. If you can imagine like a string and then put a, excuse me guys, somebody get her please. Bite me. Sorry guys, real life. My dog was trying to attack me. Freaking killing me here. Anyway. Thank you. But with that polarity of that, it can get tighter on that string. So it's kind of like if you picture a spring over top of a string, right? The spring part's at the actual solar wind. So if you can kind of compress it, what happens? It kind of gets away from the middle, right? So when it gets real tight, it gets closer to that, you get a more hard hit. And that's kind of how I would explain it. But anyway, the BZ went negative, right? So we're at -6 or bigger. That's just what it is. And when that happens, typically that's what we'll take harder hits. Now you got the triangle, like I said, guys. When that BZ went negative, guess what happens? Doesn't happen like this always, because look right here. The phi angle flipped, but the BZ really didn't move. Here it did. It almost mirrored each other. Mirrored each other here, here, here. Not so much here. It moved a little bit here. And right now we're in a negative, I think, yeah, is it negative when it's on the bottom there? I can't remember. Anyway, it's probably negative. But it doesn't really matter, I guess, with what we're talking about right now. But that's what's going on. When that flipped, -6. The phi angle, when it flips sometimes, guys, it can do it fast enough and hard enough that it will actually put us into geomagnetic storm levels on its own. It doesn't last very long, but it does happen. Now, density. This is the density of the particles, right? So we're looking at, right now, 19, 20. We look at 4 is what's considered normal. I don't hold my hat on that at all, or hang my hat on that one at all. Because it just, I've seen us get smacked hard with the density of 2. And I've seen us get not smacked with a density of 60. And it's because of this up here. Okay, the BZ. And the wind speed itself. So if we're looking at wind speed right now, we're looking at 625 on the high end. Remember, 400 kilometers per second equates to roughly, is it 1 million miles per hour? Yeah. So for every 400 kilometers per second, you got 1 million miles per hour. Think about that. So we're at about 1.5 right now. Pretty fast. Just saying. 3 to 500 is what's considered normal. So, with that being said, guys, the BZ is really what the game is about right now. And also, I guess I'll just X out of that. I want to show you the Magnetosphere models. And yeah, look at this. I haven't shown you a Magnetosphere model that looked like this in quite some time, just to be honest. That's a fast moving wind, guys. Now, again, remember I just explained to you what solar wind was. It is not like actual wind on your face. It's gas moving on a magnetic connection line. Charged gas. So you can see the velocity here, guys. Just waves of it coming in. This is called the bow shock. It's the point where the solar wind meets our magnetic field. That's the first point of contact. Okay? You'll see it bounce around. It's very normal. We even will react before it gets here. Our magnetic field kind of senses it. And it'll actually shoot out a little bit. We get what we call compression and then rapid expansion. When we get compressed, it's like your uncle holding your head with his arm out when you're like trying to wrestle with him when you were a kid. He's just got his arm out. You can't get to him, right? And then you'll step to the side and you fall over. That's exactly what's going on here. We're pushing against the sun, or magnetically, the solar wind from the sun, or a CME. And eventually we will win that battle, and our bow shock will shoot right off this page. You won't even be able to see it. It'll be out so far. And then it'll come back. It'll slowly come back, or quickly sometimes. This is why when we get CME after CME after CME with solar wind and all that so close together, this is why that affects everything. It adds overall geomagnetism, and we're not able to get back to a stable position magnetically before the stuff gets here. We're getting bounced around magnetically. So, when things are, if you're standing straight up and somebody's pushing on you and you're not ready for it, you're going to fall over, right? And that's the same thing that's happening here. So, anyway. I want to point that out. Now we'll go down here and look. That was velocity. And so let's take a look at the density. And notice how the bow shock doesn't look like it's there. But it's there, right there, right? The bow shock didn't go away, guys. All this is telling you is the density is the same. When you can't see this bow shock, on this model anyway, it means the density is the same on one side of the bow shock as it is the other. That's all that means. People will tell you that the bow shock went down. I used to think that until I got educated. And, Puka. Sorry, guys. My dog is attacking me. Get away, bed girl. Go on. So, anyway. That's the density. Sorry. What happens when you have real life, you know? I ain't mad about it. But it ain't bothering you guys. I don't think it is. And you guys are really cool about stuff like that. So, anyway. This is magnetic pressure. This is really what people understand more. We all understand what it feels like to feel pressure. And it's the same thing that's going on magnetically here. Our planet gets squeezed magnetically. This increases volcanic seismic activity, which is why I showed you guys the geoelectric field model. That electric field model I showed you guys, they're using it to help forecast earthquakes now. But this is a massive amount of magnetic pressure. Okay? There's really no other way to say it. That's a lot. It really is. So if our BZ was actually in a negative the whole time here, we'd be looking at G3 100%. Not even a question. It's okay, guys. Seriously. It's fine, guys. Really. As long as she ain't bite me, I don't care. She's fine. Stupid dog. Anyway. Okay. So, let's go over here to... I wanted to show you this. If I can get it pulled up. Okay. For my Australian friends, my friends from down under, heck yeah, baby. This is a Australian model. This is the same Magnetosphere model, but this is a very simplistic one. And I love it. Because it's simple. Right? So, I'm going to run this, and this is the same thing, like I said before. You can see the bow shock here. This is our satellite line, where most of our satellites orbit. And it'll tell you which satellites are there if you go over here and look at this key. But you're able to see the compression and the rapid expansion a lot better on this. It gives you a really good idea of what's actually going on here. See how it's bouncing around? See how it almost got into the satellite line? Now, I will say this bow shock can get pushed all the way back here. Okay, when it does that, that means the satellites out here are completely exposed to any solar weather that's coming, any space weather. They're getting blasted. Right now, they're getting some protection from our magnetic field, which is a lot of the reason why they put them here. That, and they just orbit right here. So, I mean, but they can steer a satellite wherever they want. But they put them in these specific positions for lots of different reasons. But one of the reasons is they want it to be inside our magnetic field the majority of the time that it's possible to help protect it. And what you'll see sometimes, guys, is sorry. You'll see the satellites go into safe mode. They detect these things, and the satellites will shut themselves down into a safe mode because if they get blasted and they're in full capacity, it can really damage them. They've lost satellites multiple times because of that. So, it's just like electric stuff here on the planet, guys. You get surface charging up there. You get just, well, plasma. It's charged gas. Think about that. You know, when Mars lost its atmosphere, it just kept getting blasted with solar wind. Charged gas, guys. Plasma. That's why the planet looks like it does. So if we lose this, that's why it bothers me when people say this bow shock is down. Red alert, you know, that kind of thing. Critical, it's critical, it's critical. using those big words like that. It's just ridiculous. And then they'll, they come on here and just keep saying it over and over and over. And guess what? We're all still here, aren't we? Has your day-to-day life changed yet? Hasn't, has it? Doesn't mean that it can't. It doesn't mean that it won't. Because events like this causing these power outages are significant and real. So when I come out here and show you this, I want you guys to understand that this is actually what's happening. I'm not going to come out here and tell you it's something that it's not. And most people won't, there's a lot of channels out there that won't do that. They'll just hype it up to, for whatever reason. I think it makes them feel better. I don't know. Makes them feel important or something. I don't get it, but it just is what it is. I feel sorry for people like that, actually. And I'm being real when I say that. I do feel sorry for them. But they don't need to feel that way. It's stupid. They don't have to feel that way. So, let's go over here to seeds real quick, and we're going to take a look at today. This is SOHO. This is another satellite, but it's about 1 million miles closer to the sun, always looking at the sun. It orbits with us around the sun. So it stays in front of our planet at all times, keeping its eye on the sun. It gets moved sometimes. They move it around and stuff. But it's from our perspective. This view that you're looking at is as if you went outside and looked up at the sun. Okay? Now, you got the black occulter disc. That's an actual disc on the camera. It blocks the main light of the sun so we can even get a capture at all. For example, if you take your camera outside in the daytime and you try to take a picture looking at the sun, like say you're trying to photograph the top of a tree or whatever, yeah, it'll flood it with light and you can't get anything. That's why. That's actually there. Now, some of these other ones, you'll see like an arm. Here, I'll show you one. Stereo A, actually, you can see the arm that holds it. Kind of right here. This is probably a bad example right now. Anyway, yeah. Let's look at this. Okay, so that was the CME that happened today. I don't know if it's coming at us. I don't think it is. It doesn't look to be. Now, we try to look at two different views. Stereo A used to hang out. You guys look right here. I used to hang out way over here. It's now over here. It's basically, we're getting the same viewpoint as what I just showed you on SOHO. These two satellites are perspectively in the same line, close to the same line as each other. We used to have a side view of the sun. We don't anymore. This thing is not there. They're sending it back out from what I understand. The satellite has, overlived its lifespan already. So, there was Stereo B was over here also. I'm not going to get into that. That's a big conversation that I don't tend to talk about because it causes arguments with people and it just stirs stuff up. Nobody seems to agree, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, we don't have access to this anymore. They said we lost contact with it for a good amount of time. Then we were actually able to recommunicate with it. They still plot it where it's at, but we don't get to see any of the data. So, make of that what you will. But this is the 17th. Okay, not much going on. And I'm showing you these because I want you guys to see that there hasn't been a whole lot going on the past few days as far as eruptions at Earth. Okay? It's important to know that because we're just coming out of all this stuff. But I have to say, they were wrong here. And that's okay. It's okay to be wrong. It really is. There was so much going on, guys. And I explained this already. Matter of fact, we'll just look at this one here one more time. And you'll see the CMEs up here. Look, 1, 2, 3. It's just, yeah, a lot. So, yeah, that is a lot. one thing I want to do, guys, before we get off here, I want to do this real quick. Let's do it like this. Minimize that. Is that okay? Cool. No. Let's see what happens here. Okay, cool. This is what I wanted to show you.
Rare kind of individual who can.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link here to this real quick. Copy. Okay, this is the guys. You guys need to get over here. He's talking about robbing banks. This is Captain Tommy. He's my brother. Not real brother, but might as well be. Him and Johnny both. You guys know I talk about him all the time. But I wanted to grab that link. He's over here doing an interview on Down the Rabbit Hole. Get over there and subscribe. It's a great channel. It truly is. I'm going to drop it in the chat here, I guess. Yeah. So if you hold on 1 second here, I will drop it in the chat. Daggone it. You know what, guys? I'll put it in there in just a second, unless one of my mods can do it for me. I would really appreciate if one of my mods can do that for you guys, so I can keep doing what I'm doing here. But so if you guys could, but please go over and check that out. It's gonna be a great interview. I'm gonna go watch it on replay. I'm gonna go there when I'm done here. But as you can see here, guys, this is a coronal hole. This thing was enough to send us solar wind right now. I think we're getting some of that right this second. So, but you can see these CMEs. Aurora was an uptick too, guys. I haven't heard any reports of anything too far south. You know, we were getting reports in Florida and Texas and everything else the last time we had a G3 storm. And we really shouldn't see them that far south for that level of a storm. Okay? But I wanted to show you guys that. Now, I'll be back with you guys, you know, probably in the morning. I may stop in. But guys, please share this. Come back, leave me a comment if you would. Before you guys take off, hit that like button. And also, please, you know, give me a roll call in there, if you guys would, in the chat. I would love that. Yeah, Angel, for sure. You guys are awesome. Thank you, my mods. Mods are great here. I love you guys. I love the whole family here. And get over and look, you know, watch all those channels I always say. Ripper, Trinity Red Pill, Blue Pill, Ohio, Kermit the Frog. Oh, creators. I want to put this out. Anybody that makes channels, that has a channel, YouTube is now allowing you to gift 10 memberships a month for free for a $5 or less price point. Okay? If anybody has channels that's monetized, they can give out 10 free memberships to the channel a month. Now, they can't control who they give it to, but it's still a gift. You got to go in there and you got to change, you know, hit the button that says accept gift. If you ever see that, accept it. It's a free membership to whatever channel you're watching and listening to. And YouTube, what YouTube does is they'll give it to the people that are most active in the chat. That's how that works. So, yeah. Back at you, John. Hey, Curb. Indianapolis, in my neck of the woods. Honk, honk. Heck yeah. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Ripper, what's up? My brother from another mother. Holding it down up in the West Coast, baby. Northwest Coast. Good thing you ain't in the Northeast right now. You wouldn't have no power. Hey, Linda. Good to see you guys. Oh, go check out the Carrington app, guys. Seriously, go check it out. I still haven't checked my emails. I need to go see if Todd emailed me back. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pop off here. So, if anything else happens, I'll be here. If not, you'll see me, you know, sometime tomorrow. I'll probably, like I said, everybody voted on that poll. and they said they would like for me to do like a 5 or 6 minute short. I called it a short, but a short little video. If something was to happen, like throughout the day, and I'll do that 100%. If something happens that you guys need to know about, or I may even just pop on just for the heck of it and give you guys, you guys can come over and we can, have a laid back stream and chill out if we want, that kind of thing. But anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always,